What's up, guys? I'm back. I wanted to apologize for not uploading daily. My phone broke and it made it really hard to upload daily. Also, I got a new microphone, so I hope that sounds good. So I've decided to change my schedule to uploading every Friday so that I can make my videos longer and better. I decided that when my last video was 2 minutes and honestly not very good. I want to consistently make videos 10 minutes or more so that more people can enjoy them. Also, big news, I am currently competing in a Discord Survivor org. I'll be sure to let you know what happens each week, and then I'll make a review in the end of my experience. Anyway, this video contains spoilers about this season, and if you want to watch that, which I highly recommend you do, click off this video and come back later. Also, I'm making this video as almost a prequel to videos I'm about to make. I've already seen Survivor New Mexico Season 1, which is what I'm reviewing this week, but next week I'll be reacting to Season 2, Episode 1. I didn't want to do that video before a Season 1 review, so that everyone watching can catch up, so here we are. Without any further ado, my Survivor New Mexico Season 1 review. We meet our host Matthew Evans, who I absolutely love. If Jeff Probst ever competes on a season of Survivor, I know who the host will be. Maddie E. Let's meet the tribes. First we have Kapantine, the red tribe. They have Alex, Carolyn, Greg, Hannah, Jeremiah, and Soraya. Next we have Yonkou. They're yellow, and they're made up of Daniel, Emma, Katie, Luke, Noah, and Sophia. In episode 1, Jeremiah and Alex immediately formed a strong alliance. Even though they did this, Alex still told the tribe not to make alliances and just to be one big group so that they could win more challenges. At Yonkou, they immediately started trying to make a quote-unquote fire, which was just a pile of sticks that they named Bernie. Luke also immediately took the leadership role in Yonkou. Yonkou won the first challenge, and oh boy, get used to that. Maddie E tried to write it in as a twist, but Kapantine went straight to tribal immediately after the challenge, even though it was just because they didn't have much time to film. Jeremiah, Alex, and Soraya voted out Greg 3-2-1 over Soraya and Hannah. Greg reacted in a way that I think most people would if they were secretly upset. I won!
First person voted out of Survivor New Mexico, Greg.
I win!
Woohoo! First vote! Yeah! Like, what the hell? Just give up your bandana and leave, dude. Jeez. Anyway, episode 2. The episode started off with my absolute favorite player, Noah, finding an idol. Hell yeah, Noah, keep these fools off you. Oh wait, Daniel saw him. Damn. Better Luke next time, Noah. Yeah, Daniel went and told Luke like he's a messenger. Sir, I've got news for you. Yes, Squire? Sir, Noah has the idol. In the next challenge, Yonkou decided to sit out Noah as they had an extra member. In this challenge, Kapantine dominated up until the end when Yonkou barely won immunity. Kapantine yet again had to vote someone out. In the end, it was Alex who lost the challenge for Kapantine. Alex took responsibility for the loss, but in the end, Alex's alliance was too strong, and Soraya was voted out 4-1, with Hannah being Soraya's vote. 2 episodes down, only 6 more to go. This is the shortest review ever! Nice! In episode 3, battle-ons were drawn at Kapantine. Boys versus girls. Alex and Jeremiah versus Carolyn and Hannah. At Yonkou, Luke, Daniel, and Noah talked about who they wanted out. Noah revealed that he had the idol, proving Daniel's intel useless. Bam! Daniel is useless. Just for the record, I like Daniel a lot. He's cool. But if you come after Noah, I come after you. Emma and Sophia sat out next for Yonkou in the challenge. Kapantine yet again had the lead before there was a puzzle portion. Carolyn had the lead for Kapantine, but she was going against my boy Noah. Noah quickly caught up and absolutely destroyed Carolyn. Woo! At Kapantine, everyone was set to eliminate Carolyn because she quote-unquote blew it, but she never really had a chance against Noah. Okay, I'll stop. Hannah found the idol just before Tribal and told Carolyn in hopes of saving her, but Carolyn decided to save herself by convincing Alex and Jeremiah to vote out Hannah. which they did 3-1, with Hannah actually voting for Carolyn. Episode 4. The episode started with Alex, Jeremiah, and Carolyn walking back to camp with the guys just flaming Carolyn for losing the challenge, even though she already took responsibility for the competition. Alex and Jeremiah then go off and express their concerns about Luke and how they want an alliance with Daniel. In many different confessionals, Yonkou members explained how no one wanted to vote each other out because they were all good friends. Even though he agreed to this, Daniel did say he had an alliance with Jeremiah and Alex before the game started, and when it came to the merge, he wanted to rekindle that relationship. In the immunity challenge, Luke, Noah, and Daniel sat out, but Kapantian finally won immunity over Yonkou. Yonkou pretty much blamed Katie for their loss because she couldn't figure out the puzzle, and yet Katie had no idea anyone was targeting her. Katie was voted out 4-1 over Emma and Luke. Episode 5, we finally made it to the merge. This is the point where blind sides are left and right, so hold on. Yonkou talks as a group about who to vote out, as they decide to just pick off Kapantian one at a time, being that they have the numbers. Kapantian rejoices about how they finally won immunity, but are nervous about being in the minority going into the merge. Alex also explains how he wants Luke out as soon as possible. Matty E tells them to drop their buffs as he hands out orange ones, and they immediately hop into the next immunity challenge before they can even name a tribe. Listen, Matt, I know you were crunched for time, but let them name the tribe before you throw them into it. Alex wins the first individual immunity, which he definitely needed. I noticed this, and it was pretty subtle, but Carolyn had no idea it was over and called for Matt to check her puzzle, where he obviously said no.
Out there at all. That was a decoy to mess you guys up. No, Alex just won.
Oh,
And another thing I noticed was they had this B-roll shot of everyone walking back to camp, and Jeremiah forgets something and turns around, but they kept it in for some reason.
You guys are merged at the yellow camp. Keep that in mind. You guys are merged at the yellow camp.
Alex and Emma agree to vote out Jeremiah in secret. Luke, Daniel, and Jeremiah agree to vote Carolyn. I was honestly shocked when this happened because I thought Jeremiah and Alex would vote together until the end. Okay, I don't know why there are so many slip-ups in this video, but Noah and Emma are the first to arrive at camp, and Noah calls Emma over. She turns around, and then it jump cuts to Emma's confessional. What? Los Matatas Studios. Look these things over.
it was really intense.
I guess Emma was anxious or something because she went ahead and told Noah and Carolyn that she had 2 alliances and didn't know who to pick. But Noah and Carolyn weren't in either. Jeremiah spoke in his confessional about his concern about being a merge boot and his concern about alliances forming. A lot of this episode focuses on Jeremiah, and I don't know why. It's just a lot of him talking to anyone he can find. Weird. Emma convinces Alex to vote out Carolyn, which is a bad move for Alex, but nevertheless, he agrees. And then we find out a shocking piece of information. Jeremiah is Daniel's cousin. Oh my god, wow! They play this so much. They keep on talking about how Jeremiah and Daniel are cousins, but it doesn't matter. Daniel thinks that he'll have an alliance just because they are cousins. But I don't know. Does it matter? Luke, Daniel, Emma, and Sophia plan to eliminate Carolyn instead of Jeremiah. Luke says in the confessional that had Alex not won immunity, they'd eliminate him. When they arrive at Tribal, Daniel makes a sick jump onto another log. They also gave this a beat drop for some reason, as if it were important. They walk in, and the first thing Evan says is, "What's your new tribe name?" And almost in unison, they all went, "Oh, shoot." Then Luke says, "What about Fanta?" Because it's the color of Fanta. It's orange. And I can't find who it was, but someone seems so frustrated that in the background they just go, "Sure."
Fanta? Sure.
Then Sophia suggests they say it cool. Yes, she says they say it cool. She calls it Fanta, and they all just go with it. They name their team after soda. Hey dude, what's your tribe name? I just heard you named it. Dude, we called ourselves Coke. Oh, what? Why? Because it's brown, like the color of the soda. Duh. Okay, so Jeremiah is answering a question that Matt asked him, and someone on the crew is just making bird noises. What?
What kind of things going on? I'm seeing a lot of teams allied. I'm seeing a lot of alliance.
Anyway, Carolyn was eliminated 5-3 over Luke, so that happened. We find out as Carolyn is leaving that Jeremiah voted Carolyn and Emma voted Luke. So I'm sure many people had the impression that it's Yanku versus Kapantian, but they were wrong. Holy guacamole! The next immunity challenge and tribal are back to back, right now, and let me just say, this is still episode 5. Part of this challenge is that you can only use one hand, but you can literally see in this shot, Emma and Sophia both using both of their hands right here. In the same frame! So right here you can see Jeremiah and Alex working together to fill Alex's jug. Geez, Jerry, make up your mind. Alex won immunity again, which was cool, back to back. Now we have Tribal Council. Sophie is voted out 4-3 over Luke. I don't know why, but that makes it 6 left, final 6. Emma is the last woman standing. Now we have episode 6, finally. Emma immediately says that she'll stick with Alex, which immediately eliminates the suspense of Emma flipping, which is what this episode is based around. Then Luke reveals something heartbreaking. The plan is to eliminate Noah. Oh no. Even Alex agreed to it! So I'm watching the scene between Alex and Daniel, and the only thing I can focus on is Alex is freaking short. I mean, Daniel is tiny next to Luke, and Alex is even shorter next to Daniel. So, this editing choice here is weird. But also I get it's kind of like anti-humor. So, Daniel is scrambling between people, telling them to vote Noah out. The whole time, Noah is in confessional, talking about how safe he is, and it just cuts back and forth to them the whole time. So after this long, confusing sequence, we see Luke, Daniel, and Alex talking about how they want to be Final 3 together. How crazy is that? Luke then makes history as the first person ever to win individual immunity that isn't Alex, securing his safety spot in the Final 5. When Matthew Evans asks if anyone has an idol, Noah does not play his, which, from his perspective, he is safe. No one has come up to him and told him otherwise, and he's not a very big communicator, so he doesn't, talk to people and make sure the plan is good 24/7. So I understand how he thinks he's safe, but there was no way he could have won with this mentality. Listen, I'm just gonna roll the clip of Matt reading the votes.
Once I read the votes, the decision will be final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Noah. Second vote, Alex. Third vote, Noah. Fourth vote, Noah. Seventh person voted out to go. Noah.
I need to keep that.
All right,
I'll keep it this one.
oh man. Both immunity idols out of here in a pocket.
There's one left, guys.
Noah, you'll need to put in your bandana.
I'm not crying, you're crying! Oh, okay, well if I have to continue the video... Episode 7. The episode starts with everyone idol hunting, and yet again people explain that Luke is the biggest threat and they want him out. Of course. We then immediately hop into an immunity challenge where Alex absolutely destroys everyone yet again and wins his 3rd individual immunity. Luke is still set on going to the Final 3 with Daniel and Alex, but Alex plans to blindside Luke. At Tribal, his fate finally catches up to him as Luke is voted out 3-2 over Emma to end the episode. It's time for the final episode. Emma, Alex, Jeremiah, and Daniel are all that remain. In the final episode, Emma knows she's gone if she doesn't win immunity, so she's kind of banking her whole game on that. I totally wasn't expecting this going into it, but they did the whole torch walk thing where they walked past everyone who was eliminated, but they didn't have torches, so they walked past their buffs. Also, they only walked like 10 feet in between buffs. So while they talk about Katie while at her buff, there are kids screaming in the background. Are they okay? What's happening? Also, when talking about Carolyn, Emma says, I voted for Luke. About 3 times hoping to get a reaction. And no one cared. I know I said earlier that Alex was shorter than Daniel, but here he looks taller. I know it doesn't matter. I just can't figure out how tall he is. It's weird. The final immunity challenge was actually a really tough fought challenge between Emma and Alex in the final 2, and I was at the edge of my seat legitimately. But Alex beat her. He won his 4th individual immunity. He won 4 out of 5 immunities. That's stupid good. For as long as the finale is, it isn't that interesting. It's a lot of Emma saying how she thinks she's out, then the guys plan to vote her out, then she tries to flip one, they say no. It's very not suspenseful, and it goes back and forth like this for a long time. Emma is unsurprisingly voted out 3-1 over Jeremiah. And we have our final 3, Jeremiah, Alex, and Daniel. It is now, for the first time, nighttime, where we have final tribal council. I'm not going to sit here and recap what every jury member said. If you want to know, you can go back and watch, which, again, I suggest you do. It's really a good YouTube series. So, I'm going to skip to the final vote. So, the original votes tied 4-1 between Daniel and Alex, with Jeremiah receiving a lone vote from Noah. To recap, Greg voted for Daniel, Soraya voted for Alex, Hannah voted for Daniel, Katie voted for Alex, Carolyn voted for Alex, Sophia voted for Alex, Luke voted for Daniel, and Emma voted for Daniel. They did a revote, and all but 2 remain the same. Noah, the tiebreaker, voted for Daniel to win, so he won, right? 5-4, that's it. But Emma switched her vote from Daniel to Alex, giving him the win 5-4 over Daniel, crowning Alex Harden the sole survivor. I'm okay with either of these 2 winning. I think they were the most fitting and deserved it. I'll give Survivor New Mexico an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot. Link in the description. But I thought it was slow and repetitive, and it almost felt too fake. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.